top 3 tips to give your family the gift of quality time this season. So in many moms' Facebook groups this past week, I'm seeing pictures of like the present spread for, that people are giving their kids. And there's so much worry about like, is this enough? And moms and parents are feeling bad if they don't have the money to spend on the plethora of presents. And I just want to assure you that, my kids are just now starting to take stock in like what and how much they're getting. When they were 2 years old, I actually wrapped up a tissue box and they had the greatest time, right? Just pulling each tissue out, I would stuff it back in and they would just repeat it. So what I think is even more important than presents is creating those memories and joy. And it's simply by having quality time together. So I put my top 3 tips together to help give you the gift of quality time to your family this season. So by the way, my name is Tara Moeller. I'm a leadership and certified life coach helping working moms create the balance and fulfillment that they crave. So let's get on with those tips. The first one, this is kind of obvious, but we don't always do it. It's don't pack your schedule. We want to be able to be picky about what we say yes to in order for that space to just be as a family. Remember, you actually don't have to go to every party or gathering that you're invited to. I ask myself 3 questions to help me really decide if I'm going to go or not go to certain things. So first question is, do I think myself or my kids will have fun or enjoy whatever this thing is that we were invited to or we're trying to do? The second question is connecting with these groups of people or this person limited to this time frame, right? Because they are in from out of town, for example. And that third question I ask myself is, will going to this event strengthen or maintain relationships that are really critical to me in this season of my life? Now, I want you to just know that you are allowed to say no, even if you don't have something else that conflicts on your schedule. And you're not actually required to give a reason. You can say something like, thank you for inviting us, but unfortunately we can't make it this year. Happy holidays or Merry Christmas to you and your family. When you don't pack your schedule, you have time to spontaneously like cozy up with that hot chocolate and watch holiday classics. Like we already started watching Home Alone this weekend. We have time to do a puzzle or play a board game together, which brings me to tip number 2. Create a standby list. I usually have a couple things kind of in my back pocket to suggest in downtimes if we're getting a little stir crazy. And these are things that would be fun for me and the kids. So for example, I bought one of those like just put together with icing gingerbread houses that is on standby, and that puzzle that I kind of mentioned above. I also watch the weather because we are a family that loves snow. We live in Michigan, and everyone enjoys getting out in with some good snow fun. So all of these things are things that in this point in my family's life are usually enjoyable for everyone. So I would recommend that maybe you think of 3, kind of family things that you could have on standby that suit your family at this point. And remember, these things are not tied to a schedule. Right? They can be done at basically any point in time when you have the time and it feels right. And that third tip that I have is adjusting your expectations. Sometimes things that we think are going to be fun just aren't, for any number of reasons. Maybe someone is just kind of cranky because a nap time was missed, or we stayed up too late watching Home Alone 2, 3, and 4. This idyllic image of you all decorating the gingerbread house with music in the background and snow falling, right, turns into kids fighting about which toppings are going to be used for the chimney. Now, either way, give yourself permission to just abandon. Not everything is going to go as planned, especially when schedules and routines are disrupted, and that's okay. If we all need a little break from each other, that's okay as well. We're still creating, and you, right, are still creating those amazing small holiday memories and joy, especially if we're not the ones stressing about presents and all of the things that we have on the schedule. So instead, choose to be present and have those quality moments with your family and create them. So trust me, those are the ones that you're going to remember January and beyond.